Hello, friends. Do you have a moment so that we may discuss our Lord and Savior Minarchy? No, seriously, I'm just kidding. Hi, my name's Rick Robinson. I am the general manager of KLRNradio.com. We are probably the largest independent podcast network that you've never heard of. We have a little bit of everything, and by that, what I mean to tell you is we have news, pop culture, special events, conspiratainment, true crime, mental health shows, drama productions, and pretty much everything in between. So if you're looking for a new podcast home to grab a little bit of everything that you love all in one place, come check us out. You can find us on X under @KLRNradio. You can find us on our Rumble and our YouTube channels under the same names. You can also find us at KLRNradio.com and pretty much every podcast catcher known to man. So again, feel free to come check us out anytime you like at KLRNradio.
Are you ready to reach for the stars? Tune in to The Lost Wanderer, the #1 monthly podcast on good pods in astronomy. Join our host, Jeff, as he takes you on an interstellar adventure to explore the mysteries of space and the wonders of science. From rocket launches and distant galaxies to the latest discoveries in astronomy, each episode is a thrilling ride through the cosmos. Don't just gaze at the stars, come explore the universe with us. Follow The Lost Wanderer wherever you get your podcasts, and let's discover the stars together.
In uncertain times, someone to lean on. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Oklahoma will stand by you with plan options to fit your budget. If you've recently lost your job, had a baby, or moved, you can still get the healthcare coverage you and your family need. Financial help may be available for those who qualify. Call 855-452-BLUE or visit hereforyouok.com to see if you're eligible to enroll. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Oklahoma, a division of Healthcare Service Corporation, a mutual legal reserve company.
Hi, everyone. This is JJ, the co-founder of Good Pods. If you haven't heard of it yet, Good Pods is like Goodreads or Instagram, but for podcasts. It's new, it's social, it's different, and it's growing really fast. There are more than 2 million podcasts, and we know that it is impossible to figure out what to listen to. On Good Pods, you follow your friends and podcasters to see what they like. That is the #1 way to discover new shows and episodes. You can find Good Pods on the web or download the app. Happy listening.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
The following program contains coarse language and adult themes. Listener discretion is advised.
And welcome everyone to another episode of He Said, She Said. I am one of your hosts for the evening, Aggie, and with me is the very awesome Rowdy Rick. I always say Rowdy Rick, but you are Rowdy, so, and it is in your handle, so yeah, I'm going to stand by it.
Apparently I'm the Rowdy Rick who can't spell, because I forgot I even put it in the damn title, and I'm like, what do you mean I misspelled it? I didn't even put the title, and then I forgot I did, and I'm like, wait a minute, this isn't all right. Damn it. Well, you know.
The queen.
I spelled queen wrong because, you know, gay people are always mispronouncing the shit anyway. So it's not even my fault, man. That's my story and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, normally isn't it spelled Kween or something like that? Slay Queen. Like,
No,
I don't know.
it depends. If they're putting the extra emphasis on it, it's Kaween. Because, you know, they add that extra syllable in there. But yeah, anyway. So I fixed it, and I'll fix it on the X feed in a second. I have to go do that manually, though. So
No. You know what? It's not a big deal.
Well, you are
In the
officially queen. You are officially queen of your kingdom for the day, so I guess I should do what you tell me
Well,
to
actually, I'm an
do.
empress here, and everybody knows it. But this is just
So,
at my house, and
is
there's only
that
one
what
other
we're
person. So,
Well, yeah, you basically live in a damn castle anyway. I've seen the pictures.
yes, there's only two people here.
She's
It's not much of an empire.
got a friggin' giant body of water, got a guest house. I'm like, dude,
Oh
I
my
feel like
gosh,
I'm
it's
a
not that
peasant next to
big.
you.
Oh, speaking of the guest house, that's where I'm ensconced right now because yes, my husband is still playing his video game, and it is apparently a lot of fun. I just don't want to disturb him, so I'm like, I do have access to another area that I can just move to and not, worry about the bandwidth being, sucked up by the Diablo 5500, whatever it is that he's playing. I don't even know what it is, but um, I had to turn on the heater. I actually had to turn on the heater in my house today because it's so cold. I'm like, it's
Meanwhile,
freaking May. This isn't
meanwhile,
Germany.
meanwhile, it's like 65 here, and I'm still over here sweating like a whore in church. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? I should not be this hot. It's not even hot outside.
So, well, it has been a lot cooler here the past couple of days. I mean, we did suffer that hailstorm. That was really interesting. My poor basil plant. It survived, but I took all the leaves that it fell off of it, and I'm going to use them to heat some water with lemon slices and the basil leaves to basically make the house smell nice. So they won't go to waste. So that's nice,
Well, that's a good thing, I guess.
I guess.
I mean, if you want your house to smell like basil.
I do.
I mean,
I want it to smell like an Italian place. The basil, the lemons. I might throw capers in there too, and then I'll get hungry, and then this plan after all.
nice.
All right.
All right. So, yeah, I know you've been having royal fever again all week because of reasons. So that's kind of what inspired the topic. And
Yes, it
that's kind of why I asked earlier. I'm like, I'm sure she's going to figure out a way to work the royal visit into this. The only thing that I really want to say about the royal visit is I love the fact that the No Kings crowd gave an actual king a standing ovation.
The memes that came out of that were awesome, and they will live forever. Every time they have this No Kings crap, this is going to come back to bite them. I just know it, and I was like, it's almost like they don't understand what they. I just don't. They just are they. Is it on purpose that they're not this smart, or are they just? I don't know. I just think I can't tell anymore. I can't.
I mean, they're window lickers, so
I have no idea. But yeah, that was pretty funny. I really enjoyed the visit because I knew that our president was going to do some master trolling during the visit, but it was going to be so well done and so successful that I do think that Charles III actually he took it in stride, and he actually laughed about a lot of it. But I think my favorite part one of my favorite parts was the revolutionary uniforms.
that
That one was pretty obvious, but what a lot of people didn't catch was Melania's pink dress, her pink evening gown. When I first saw it, I was struck by the resemblance to something, and I decided to do a little research on it because it was a Christian Dior's design. And so I looked into it, and sure enough, the lines of that dress are almost the same as the lines on the Winged Victory. And I was like, this is epic. This is completely epic. This woman knows how to dress, and she knows how to deliver a barb with fashion. And it was beautifully done. First of all, the dress was stunning. It was being worn by a stunning woman. And then when you put that layer of it looks a lot like the Winged Victory, and then when you hear the music that was chosen for their entrance in the departure was Nessun Dorma, with the last part of that particular piece is, you know, if you read the Italian, it says, I will win. That's the triumphal call at the end. I will win. And I'm like, oh my God, this guy, it's like, is he doing this on purpose? Because it's just too good to be just random. So, but yeah, I had a lot of fun. I'm not a big fan of Charles III. Everybody knows this. So I wanted to see how this went. And you're very aware of when a foreign dignitary is visiting, the host country has to take into account the places they want to go to, and then they arrange for all of the security, the everything goes smoothly and everything. I mean, this guy went to the Appalachian Mountains because he wanted to see it. And he went to the 9/11 memorial, which was really, really touching in my opinion. But yeah, I was just like, wow, the places that the king wanted to see, you know?
Yeah.
Funny. So yeah,
But yeah,
so I took inspiration from that. Yes.
I mean, yeah, as usual, I didn't really pay that much attention to it. I did read a couple of stories. I do think that the one of the major gift that everybody was talking about that the king presented to Trump was pretty damn cool. Gave him the
Oh,
bell
the
from
Trump
the HMS
Tower,
Trump.
the bell.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
But did you hear how he presented it? I thought it was very well done, because normally when you gift something to a your host, it goes to their to the presidential gift collection or whatever, and it kind of stays with the White House or whatever. He said this was a personal gift. This was for Trump, not for President Trump. This was for Trump. I thought that was pretty interesting. I'm sure it's going to be at the Trump library.
Probably.
But yeah, this is an item that does not stay with the White House and in the White House archives. This is an item that goes with Trump where Trump wants it to go. So I thought that was really cool. But yeah, the story was great. And I love the way it's like, just give us a ring.
Nice.
That was really cute. So, but yeah, that was my inspiration. I figured, everybody wants to be queen for a day or king for a day, or at least have their own little empire and what they would do to it. There's something I was going to talk about on Tuesday, because it has just tickled me no end. There's a guy in Switzerland who has been buying up little parcels of land that nobody wants, and now has like a little under 20 acres, and he has installed himself as king of it because it's not incorporated. So it's just him. So he's not king there. And I'm just like, this dude is pretty funny. I think we should do that too. So I do have acreage. So I am going to be queen here, And
Oh,
so
I'm already king of my own little fiefdom in more ways than one. Just saying. No, I get it.
But you have subjects. I only have one, and unfortunately, he kind of has last say. But he lets me do whatever I want, so that's okay. He does have
Don't be-
veto power, which
Don't be
Not
hating
sure.
just because I have subjects and you don't. It's not my fault.
I know. But so, with no further ado, since we are celebrating the fact that we are king and queen in our domains, you're up, I guess. What would you, if you were king for a day, what would be one of the edicts that you would
Oh,
actually?
I have like 20, so I'm just gonna pick some of the funnier ones. So we're gonna start with this one because I'm pretty sure a lot of folks can agree with this. So this is my first royal decree from King Rick the First. All meetings that could have been emails, when we find out they could have been emails, shall be punishable by public flogging. Because I hate it when they do that shit. Just saying. That's my first one.
I kind of like it. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that.
I didn't figure you would. And even if you did, you have your own kingdom, I have mine. So mind your
This
business.
is true. This is true. This is true. Um, let's see. For me, something that has always bothered me is that there was a time that we had the punishment fit the crime. And we strayed away from that because for some reason now we have to, that whole cruel and unusual crap comes up all the time. But I would like to see that come back as part of the sentence. So in my in my little in my little empire, I like being an empress more than I like being queen. But anyway, my little empire. I think that would be one of the things that I would bring back, and it would be part of the sentence, not the sentence itself. It would be part of it. So, in other words, if you had, you know, stolen something, not only would we, the government, me myself, would steal something from you, but you would also have to serve time. If you had committed assault and battery, guess what? You get assault and battery committed, but you also get to serve time. It's part of your sentence, not just the sentence. I want it to be like the cherry on top, with the exception of child predators who just get the wood chipper and the discussion.
Oh no! Wood chipper's too good for them. I have an alternate, which was actually going to be one of mine, but I'll just let it go now since I have so many. So no wood chippers. So what we do is we stake them to a fire ant hill, and
Ooh.
then we grab a grape peeler and peel off one layer of skin, and then you have epinephrine, I think is what it is, the thing that wakes you back up if you try to pass out from pain. And then you drizzle them with honey, and then you let the fire ants have fun.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's acceptable too. That's acceptable
yeah.
too.
Wood chipper's too fast. Wood chipper's too fast.
Oh, well, some are not that fast because they're too small to actually, so you have to be actually pushed in, which creates there's this time difference with, I don't want a big wood chipper. I just want the one that's designed for the 3-inch or smaller branches, because that would take longer. It would actually take a long time to shred somebody. I know that NSA is listening to this. I hope they're taking notes. So, but that's just me. I don't want a big industrial wood chipper. No, you're right. That is way too fast. No, I want the smaller, personal size wood chipper, the one that would take a long time. I would be okay with that one.
Yeah, kind of cool with that too.
So, what else?
All right. So my next one, if someone, especially your significant other, says, "Do whatever you want," the kingdom shall recognize that as a trap and require written clarification.
I'm copying that one down. Because, you're right. It can be a trap. It can be a really bad trap. And yes, there should be clarification, because, anybody, if you give somebody that amount of leeway and then they do something and you don't like it, well, then you're host and you're supposed to be king. That shouldn't happen. That's just made up. So I totally get that one.
True enough.
I'm copying that one down to relay later. So, one of the things, and I'm so glad that Orty is here, because he will agree with me and he will want it for his kingdom too. I would bring back the Choco Taco. I need that back in my life. You all have no idea. I only had one. I
know that it was back for a while, but I don't know if it's still back.
But it never got here. I never did find it. It was only back in certain markets and it was gone. I can't find it here. I've gone to DFW. I've gone to Tyler, obviously. I had people check for me in San Antonio. Nobody had it. I was willing to pay my sister. I'm not even joking here. I was willing to pay her the gas money for her to come up and bring it in a nice chest if she found it, and she couldn't find it. So, but
Nice.
I
So
was willing to pay back just for one Choco Taco. I need that back in my life. I like I said, I only had one once, and it was awesome. And um, and then I thought it was a normal thing, like you could get it at any time, and then it was gone. And I was like, "What? I know I had it. What happened to it?" And nobody could tell me. And then later on, I found out, oh, they discontinued it. And I was so it was so tragic. But yes, the Choco Taco needs to come back, and that would be at least in my top 5 of things that I would actually bring back as queen. I need my chocolate taco. I like the Choco Taco. I need that.
you can get them delivered through Amazon.
I can't hear. I tried ordering it and I can't. They cancel my order. I don't
Well,
know
that's
why.
bullshit.
I'm screwed. I cannot get a Choco Taco. And so I'm just like, fine. I'm just gonna bring it back.
Well,
I'm
no, I
bringing
take
back
it back.
disco.
They have something called a Choco Taco ice cream, but the thing that looked like a Choco Taco was actually some sort of weird water bottle thing shaped like one, which is even
No,
weirder, but whatever.
no. I'm talking about the ice cream.
But yeah, I know. At first I thought I found it, but yeah, apparently they have something called Choco Taco ice cream, which isn't quite the same thing. But yeah, anyway, but yeah, weird because I've noticed lately, the last couple times I've ordered things from Walmart that have had to have been actually shipped and not just sent from the store. They've canceled my shippings, and they're like, "Yeah, do it later." Like whatever. But
Yeah, they've
interesting.
done that quite a bit.
Interesting that you brought up Choco Tacos, though, at least in one sense, because my next couple things were all about tacos and Mexican food. So I'm going to kind of tie those together. So tacos are now an official food group. Pizza may, of course, petition the crown to have equal standing, but tacos will, of course, always hold seniority. And any couple arguing over where to eat must choose within 5 minutes, or I, as the king, will order Mexican food by default.
Yes, that's kind of an axiom of mine. You cannot say I don't care when it comes to food. No, I'm not gonna. If I ask, what would you like for dinner? You have to tell me. You cannot tell me I don't care because then I will not feed you. I'm queen. I don't have to feed you. Okay, you can go do it yourself. So if I ask, where do you want to get dinner, or what would you like me to cook for dinner, or what would you like for dinner, what would you like to eat, I want a definitive answer. You can have more than one answer. You can have either this or that. You could say, hey, I had Italian the other night, so how about we get something that's more American, and narrow it down. That's acceptable. But the I don't care or whatever you want, no, that's a hard no for me. Are the ones that are the worst with this. I get that. I've been guilty of it myself. But because I am the main cook here, it is frustrating. So yes, I'm totally with you on this one. I gotta have that. I gotta have the definitive answer because if you don't give me one, you don't get food. End of discussion. So you can starve.
Nice.
It sounds mean, but I'm just like, no, I don't know if you've seen this ad about, a couple that is, deciding what to have for dinner. It's like, Italian had that for lunch, Mexican had it yesterday, and they go through all of these different ethnic. And I was cracking up because I was like, he's acting like a woman and she's acting like the guy. And they do that a lot. They do that because they always want to make the guy look mean or stupid or whatever. But I'm yeah, you got to give me a definitive or at least a choice of two, and then I can go from there. So yes, I will definitely back you up on this. You gotta tell me, or you don't eat.
So my favorite thing I've seen, there's a couple of different restaurants, and I don't remember where they were, but they kind of leaned in on this thing because the two most common answers that you get when you ask somebody what they want for dinner is "I don't care" or "You decide." And I've seen restaurants with both names, so I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh man, that's actually pretty. That's pretty good. I've seen the menus where the girlfriend special, extra fries because she's not hungry, extra this because she's not thirsty. That I love the
Oh yeah,
girlfriend editions. That's perfect. That's great. So, all right. So, is it my turn? Because I don't know.
it's your turn.
Okay, this is one I have been really, really upset about this because I thought with the advent of technology that we would have this by now. I saw it on Lost in Space when I was a little girl, well, at least younger. But they had a washing machine. You just put all the clothes in there and you push a button and it washes, it dries, and it folds. So, first order of business, I am freaking telling NASA, and yeah, we're not going to the moon until this gets done. Because once you're in the moon up there, you want something like this. Because you're not going to have time to be like folding clothes and shit. You're going to be doing science shit. So, yes, I'm going to tell NASA, I need this done. I need a washer dryer that folds my clothes. I don't want to fold clothes anymore. I am done folding clothes. I hate folding clothes. It's the worst part of all of my chores. I would rather clean toilets all day than this. That's how much I hate folding clothes. I'll do it. I do a fairly nice job of it because I take time to make sure not all the wrinkles are shaken off or whatever, and I make everything look pretty and neat and everything fits in its place and whatever. But it's so labor intensive and I just hate it. So I need that. I need NASA to get on the ball and make me a washer dryer combo that can fold my clothes too. That's
Well,
gonna
so
be
so interesting side note because I could have sworn I had heard something about one of those recently, and there was because there are now single units that will wash and then dry. There was a company that was founded called there was one that was founded under the name Foldymate, and the other was Laundroid. Those were the big names that tried it, but they each failed commercially, shut down, or never became a normal household product. Foldymate, for example, was a real startup that was an attachment that you could put in that would fold your clothing, but it folded in literally folded in 2021. And yes, I recognized the pun right after I said it.
nice. That was good. That was good though. But yeah, I'm see, and they fold. This is why I need President Trump to do this. I don't want or Elon. I can't. You're right. I yank it back. Not NASA. I need SpaceX to do it because SpaceX will do it and will do it for less money, and I don't have to hop through 15 different uh, middlemen in order to get it done. So yeah, I'll cut it back. They can stick to Artemis, and Elon can make me my washer dryer with the
I
folding
mean,
mate.
hell, I'll settle for an Optimus for my house. I'm sure we can teach it how to fold. I'm good with that.
Yeah, he'd probably tell me, "Oh no, just get one of my robots. They'll fold for you." I'm like, I saw that movie. It didn't end well. I am not having a robot in my house. It's not
Dude,
happening.
if I can get a robot that makes me sandwiches and folds laundry, I'm three-quarters of the way with what I want, so I'm okay with that. Yeah.
I can't. I am so leery of all of the technology that has come out. Now you have this fight between Musk and what's the other one? Salmon or whatever his name is.
Who?
Um, I don't know, the OpenAI guy.
Oh, hell, I don't remember that dude's
There's
name.
a lawsuit going on between Musk and the OpenAI guy person. I don't know. And I'm like, this isn't a good thing. I don't understand why you people are fighting over it. It's not good. I'm just not a fan.
Well,
But
the,
I
the
would
thing,
ban that. I would actually ban AI and bring
so
back nuclear reactors.
the thing that's starting to frustrate me about AI is I remember when AI and robots were all this thing where, oh, we're going to use this stuff to do all the jobs that nobody really wants to do. And instead, they're just teaching AI to do all the fun shit that we all want to do. Like I saw Elon today bragging about his little Grok thing and basically doing a tutorial on how to make Grok work by creating an AI announcer explaining how to make Grok work. And I'm like, as a content creator, I would much rather you focus on helping the human content creators actually be found on your ghost town of a fucking platform, sir. Just
Yeah, that's why AI's got to go. I would not have AI in my kingdom, empire. I prefer empire. I wouldn't have AI. I just wouldn't. I would demand that everybody carry crayons everywhere. I, if you feel like being creative, pull out your crayons. If you want to be creative, grab a napkin, draw something on it. That's what we used to do. We used to actually. I remember when I was in college, and I always carried, you know, a blank notebook. They became very popular back in the 80s, and for that reason, so people could sketch and everything. And then in the late 90s, early 2000s, the whole scrapbooking um, thing became really popular, and a lot of people did it. I was one of them. I still have all my scrapbooking stuff, and I still use it. But they had these little sketchbooks that you could actually use for scrapbooking and writing and sketching. And I had a ton of those, and I would take them everywhere. And the kids would get bored, put one in front of them, and they were fine for hours. They loved to do that, and I was happy too when I was able to draw. So yeah, I think that's one thing I would do. I would eliminate AI completely from my empire. I would bring back the nuclear reactors, for clean energy, and then do away with AI. I don't have ain't nobody got time for that. I don't need that in my life. Everybody says, "Oh, it makes life easier." I get it. You use it for certain jobs, certain things that you do for work, certain things that you do in order to do your writing or whatever, making music. And that's fine. I don't do any of those things. So for me, it's kind of pointless to have that. But I prefer putting pen to paper or putting paint to canvas, or, coloring map pencils to paper and drawing my own thing rather than have somebody do it by the prompt. Sometimes it takes a lot of prompts to get what you want when you could have just sat down and sketched it yourself, So that's a big one for me. I really I do think I would ban AI. I'm so old fashioned.
I hope none of our future overlords are listening right now. Remember, buddy, that's her kingdom, not mine. Calm down. Don't come at me. Just saying, I don't want to die. Just saying. All right, so I think it's my turn.
It would be me. It would be me that they come after anyway. But yeah, it's your turn.
Okay. So this is my next one. By decree of King Rick I, men shall no longer be asked to find things unless women are prepared to accept that we look exactly where you told us to look. And still didn't find it.
Okay. Okay, fine. Granted, I can understand that. That would not happen here, though. Not in my kingdom. Because guess what? That's my unique talent. I find everything. So it wouldn't apply to me. But I can see where you in your kingdom would actually be so bothered by it that you would need to make that edict.
Because I hate that. I've always hated that. They're like, go find that for me. It's right over there. And I go look, and I'm like, it's not there. And then they're like, well, did you look around there too? I looked where you told me to look. If you don't know where it is, why do I got to keep up with it? It ain't mine.
Oh my goodness, it's so funny because I remember Granny. asking Granddaddy to look for her pocketbook. And he asked her where it was, and she said, "It's in the drawers in my bathroom." And so he goes over there, he comes back and says, "It's not there." And she says, "Yes, it is." And he says, "No, it's not." And she gets up. He sits down on his chair. She gets up from her chair and goes to the back of the bathroom. And all of a sudden, I hear her screaming, "It's right where I said it was. It's right where I put it." And Granddaddy gets up out of his chair. No lie. He gets up out of his chair, goes to the back door, grabs the keys to the car, and says, "I'm not going to put up with this," and leaves. Just freaking left. And I'm sitting there going, "What the hell just happened?" She comes back screaming, "It's right where I said it was." "Where did he go?" I said, he had to run an errand."
Grandpa has left the building. Grandma, I don't know what to tell you.
She was still fuming by the time he left for like an hour, and then came back and walks in, and she lays into him, and he's just standing there looking at her, and she says, "Well, then I guess I won't find it anymore, since you know where it is." And walked off. I have funny relatives, but anyway. Yeah, let's see. So I did say that I would ban AI, right? Okay. From let's see. In the empire of Aggie, one of the things that really does not sit well with me is people who stay up too late. I can understand some people stay up till midnight. I tend to do that myself. But because I wake up with the sun, sometimes I actually have an early night just to catch up to it and everything. But I have relatives that like to stay up till about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and they sleep in until about 1 or 2 in the afternoon. And I can't have that. So I would actually have a curfew. I would literally have a curfew in my empire. You need to be away from me in a closed space so that I don't hear you or see you by this point in time of the evening. I just can't. I
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'd be sitting up until 2 or 3 in the morning, looking right at you, going, "Hey, Aggie, I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. I'm not
No.
touching you." Because
Okay.
I'm one of those people that stays up till 2 or 3 in the morning and then winds up waking up.
No. Okay, I will amend, because apparently Brad has an issue as well. No, you're not bad. You guys would probably leave me alone and you would entertain yourselves, which is fine. It's the people that come here that need me to entertain them, like my mother-in-law. She and my brother-in-law. They need to be entertained, and they think that it's okay for them to not only stay up, but stay up playing dominoes or playing video games out on the den, or playing music or anything of that sort, where nothing is like I and then and they will come. I will be trying to make excuses to go to my room to like calm down a little bit, to come down from that anxiety, and they'll come in and ask me, "Hey, is there anything to eat? Is it, or are there any? Are you going to make cocktails or anything?" And I'm like, "It's literally 11 o'clock. I am not cooking." I've had issues with that with family members, so I know Brad would. I'm pretty sure you are too. I'll point to the bar, I'll point to the kitchen, and I'll point to my little space where I'm going to be over there cross stitching. Y'all do your own thing. I will be cross stitching. So it's more of a curfew of me needing my own time to decompress.
Nice.
You're okay, Brad. You're okay.
She says that now.
Besides, he'd probably be staying here with his wife in the guest house, which also has a bar, and TV, and everything. So He'd be fine. I'm a good hostess, but my hostessing duties stop at around 11 o'clock at night. So that would be so calm down. You're not banned, Brad. You're not banned.
Oh, yes, you are.
No, he is not. As a matter of fact, I have been trying to get them to visit me every time they drive through Texas, but they never have the time. So
Yeah, but now he's like, I'm not coming over there. She tries to go to bed early. I don't want to do that. Plus, you got to remember, when you're tired, it's gonna be well. No, never mind. His time goes the other way. So I was thinking of folks coming from the west over here because I remember when we used to come back and forth for the summers. My
Mhm.
dad would get so pissed because by like 11 o'clock he's ready to go to bed, and I'm like, Dad, my body still thinks it's 9. I can't go to sleep this early anyway.
Oh, and I totally get that, but you know, everybody that I've hosted here, they totally get it. And I will stay up with them, but then they tend to at night, they're just relaxing, having their cocktail. We're just quietly talking and everything. There's no gaming. There's no, um, a lot of excited activity going on. So it's fine. But yeah, for family, yeah, okay. So let's change that. The curfew's for family, not for friends.
Okay, okay, I feel better now.
And yes, Brad, I realize they are my in-laws, which means if somebody else's responsibility, guess what? He don't like that responsibility.
That's what he has you for.
That's what he asked me for, exactly. Which sucks, but okay. Anyway. Okay, so you up.
Okay, so my next royal decree: anyone who says we need to talk must immediately clarify whether this is a 5-minute issue or a 2-hour emotional hostage situation.
Okay, wait. What?
So anyone who utters the phrase "we need to talk" must immediately clarify whether this will be a 5-minute quick issue or a 2-hour hostage situation.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah,
I get that.
dude, I hate that because you have those people, and it's worse for me on the phone, and I've explained this before because of all the years that I had clocks running in the back of my head anytime I was on the phone. I have people that will get frustrated with me because they can hear me starting to change my tone because in my head I've been on the phone too long. And so yeah, I'm like, dude, just start telling me if this is going to be a quick conversation or if I need to emotionally get ready for being on a phone for longer than 2 hours because that shit drives me crazy. And it has ever since I started doing call center work because it's just something that I cannot shut off. And I don't really get it either because my dad, when I bring this up to my dad all the time, when he can hear I'm starting to get frustrated, he's like, dude, I've listened to you talk on a damn radio show for 5 hours. You can't talk to me for 20 minutes on the phone. Like, no, it's different. I don't know why it's different, but it's different. Stop judging me. Sorry about that. I meant to mute before I did that. My bad.
Well, no, I can totally understand that because that kind of echoes one of mine, which is more of a guy thing than a girl thing. But I have actually adopted it because I have sisters, and so crying is considered a form of terrorism, and I don't deal with terrorists. And that is one thing that I would actually have to come here and have a cry. I will I will be the Billy Crystal with the tissue box and then just wait and then tell them, okay, now that you're done crying, you're done crying. No more. Um, because I have no idea why they do this. I have cried before, don't get me wrong. I'm a big crier. I tend to cry to myself, but I am a big crier. But my sisters, they need to cry to somebody all the time. I literally had my sister calling me from Germany about 2 weeks ago because she just wanted to cry. And I was like, okay, and so I'm listening to this whole thing and, she's talking about this. And I keep telling her, it's like, look, you have to talk to X about it. I cannot help you with this. This is out of my league. And she says, "But what would you do?" I said, "Oh, no, no, no. I cannot help you with that right now. You need to calm down. You need to cry it all out. Call me back when you're done." She called me back 2 days later. It took her that long to get over. And then she was mad at me because I could not commiserate with her. And I was like, I was commiserating with you. I cannot help you because your problem is something that I'm not A, familiar with, and B, cannot solve for you. And she probably said one of the nicest things. She was trying to be mean, but she said, "Please just stop acting like dad and just be my sister." And I was like, "Oh, I have achieved greatness. I have achieved greatness because I am acting like my dad." So I was quite happy. I didn't tell her that. But that made my day. But my sisters will actually use tears to get their way with me. They've always done that. And I'm almost 60 and I'm just
Sucker.
now, huh?
Sucker.
I know I am. But I just at this age, at this stage in my life, and at this age, I've just decided I cannot keep doing that. I cannot keep giving that when they have their own support systems. But for some reason, they always reach out to me. They always cry that they need this from me. They need that from me. And I'm like, I can't, yeah, that's not going to work for me anymore. So, yeah, crying is a form of terrorism. And I just refuse to deal with terrorists. That goes for pretty much everybody, unless they're having a tough day or whatever. And I'm not saying I'm not going to be there for you if you're crying. I'm just saying that if you're trying to cry to get your way with me for me to do something for you, it's not going to work.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
that's my hard line now.
yeah, I had one similar, so I'll just mention it now. In the words of the great Tom Hanks, there is no crying in baseball or in my kingdom.
Or in my kingdom. No crying in this kingdom. Oh, and I happen to agree. M makes a really good point. Crying drunk is the worst kind. Yes, and I can attest to that because I do have a sister who tends to be like that, and it drives me crazy. Because I can't understand what she's saying. She tends to repeat everything, and then she cries over it, and then it's a cycle like that all the time. And I'm just like, I have to wait until she's sober. That's gonna take a while, and it's gonna take. Oh my god, no. So yeah, so that's one of the things that I'm sticking to in my life, but I would really, really put my foot down in my empire.
Yeah, you're Louis Vuitton. What? Kidding.
Also, so is it you or is it me?
I kind of dovetailed into one of yours, so I'll do another one of mine anyway.
Uh-huh.
Let's see, where was I? Let's see. Oh yeah, this one. Decorative pillows are limited to 3 per couch, and I don't want that shit on my bed. Just
It's the shame that Delaney's not here because that is his biggest complaint about his wife. At Christmas time, I'm not even joking. At Christmas time, she's decorating for the home and everything and all that stuff. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with Delaney. He's a friend of the chat. He has written a children's book. He's now working, I believe, on the sequel to that one. But it was a children's book for his 2 daughters. And he does make mention of the whole pillows on the sofa thing because apparently his wife puts like 14 pillows on the sofa. There's nowhere to sit on the sofa at Christmas time because there's so many pillows. And it drives him crazy. But he lets her do it because this is her house and she likes to decorate it for Christmas and it's all pretty. So yeah, I can totally understand that. My mom is the same way. It drove my dad nuts that when she would um, go do the beds and everything, there were 14 pillows on her bed, and dad had 10. And when I go visit my mom, there's a day bed in my old bedroom, and that's usually where I stay. You can't even sit on the day bed because the pillows go all the way to the edge. And then
That's more,
she gets upset if I move them, and I'm like, I need to sit. I need to sit. Where am I going to sleep? She says the trundle underneath, and I'm like, oh my god, my mom won't even let me sleep on the bed. I cannot disturb the pillows.
yeah. So this is how much I hate that shit, right? So I will allow 3 per couch, and I don't want that shit on my bed because if it takes me more than 5 minutes to be able to lay down, I get cranky. So if you want to try to do that, you gotta file for a permit. Just saying. That's
Poor permit.
how much I don't want to do that shit. Because dude, they used to. That's one of the pet peeves from my second wife. We had so many pillows on our bed. It took me 20 minutes to get ready to go to bed because you had to take all the extra pillows off, and then you had to figure out where you were going to put them, and you had to put them in the right order, or she had to fit. And then you had to turn the sheets down and the blankets down just the right way, or she had to fit. So I finally just told her, I said, "Look, when you're ready to go to bed, you go get your shit set up, and then I'll be in an hour or so." And then she would get mad at me because I wouldn't go lay down when she was ready for bed, even though she knew when we met that I was an insomniac and she wanted to try to go to bed with the chickens. That don't work for me. I'm not just gonna lay in the bed and count dots on the ceiling for 14 hours while you're snoring. Uh-uh.
Yeah, that's that is an understanding that I have now. That unfortunately my sleep cycle happened because my husband was stationed in the DC area for a time, and I was alone in the house, and so I got used to waiting for the train whistle at midnight when the train was rolling through. That was my body would actually start shutting down, going to sleep as soon as I heard that whistle. Well, it's at midnight. I don't have a train here, but I'm still up at midnight. And he had a tough time dealing with it. I said, "You did this to me, so you're gonna have to deal with it."
You should have messaged me. I could have given you a quick workaround. All you do is you set an alarm on your phone and set it to do a train whistle sound and set it to go off at midnight so you're ready to go to bed.
I was thinking about doing that. Maybe that will and start doing it, at midnight for a while, and then at 11:30 for a while, and just doing that eventually so that I can actually go to bed at a reasonable hour. But eh, whatever. But yeah, I totally get the whole pillow thing. I happen to agree with it. And you know what? I'm going to write it down. That would also be here. So if you came to visit, there would be actually I would take off all the pillows. Just leave the ones that you sleep with on the beds, and maybe a couple on the couch for, back support. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean that is one thing. I do sleep with lots of pillows underneath my head, but I hate tons of decorative freaking pillows. It's annoying.
Oh, which leads me to one of mine. I don't need to see words in the house. I don't want to see a sign that says gather or blessings or, welcome or home or I don't want to see that. I know that we gather here. It's called the kitchen, it's called the dining room. I don't need the sign. My sister has these signs all over her house and it drives me crazy because it's like, I already learned English. I don't understand why you have signs for all these things. I don't get it. But
Yeah, my ex was that way. I've taken down most of them. I left one up in the kitchen that says all I need today is a little bit of coffee and a lot of Jesus. And that's about the only thing I
okay,
left.
that one's good. That one's good because it reaffirms a mantra every morning. You pray, you have your coffee, you go to work. That's I get it. That's fine. But one that is huge in script that says gather. Why? Why do you need that sign? It makes no sense to me. I don't understand it. And you go to Goodwill and you see all of these signs stacked up everywhere. The people are just getting rid of them because it's just I don't know. It was the Hobby Lobby du jour decor, I guess. I don't understand it. And don't get me wrong, I love Hobby Lobby. I just found the cutest cookie jar there, and I cannot wait to take a picture and show it to everybody. But anyway, actually, I'm not going to do that. But I am going to use it for the cookies I bake tomorrow. But I just don't understand why all of those signs are necessary. And I know Laura has a sign, but hers is different. Hers is about serial killers. So I give that one a pass because it's pretty
I
funny.
mean, I'm gonna be honest, I give most things Laura talks about a pass because I don't wanna wind up on a milk carton.
But yeah, I just never understood those, the sign says eat. What? Like we need instructions now? I don't get that. I am working on one. I am I just found the chart and it says bath. But the reason that I'm actually cross stitching a sign for the half bath that's that everybody can use in the house, for ease of access, is that most people can't tell where it is because I keep all the doors closed, so they think that it's one of the hallway closets all the time. So I'm gonna put that sign there so that people understand that that's where the bathroom is.
Nice.
But that is the only reason. I don't understand the signs in the bathroom either, Ordy. I do not get those. I don't understand. I I would understand if I were still in the phase where I'm learning English and I would have sticky notes over everything to so I could learn like like most people would do, but not this. Eat, gather, blessings. The sign at the door says welcome. No, no, don't. You're not welcome. You will knock on the door and I will welcome you if I so wish it. But you're not going to assume you're welcome here. That's not happening. This is the Empire of Aggie.
Yeah, careful throwing around words like blessing in front of the Amish. She gets a little excited.
Oh, um, I love that Al has the mat that says no warrant, no enter. We have a mat that says take a hike. And it has like trees and everything. So it's telling you to go take a hike on out in the wooded areas and blah, blah, blah. No, take a hike. Just leave. Just go. I know exactly the one that says family. I'm like, why? These signs make no sense. I understand the one that you have about the Jesus one. I've seen one that's actually really cute. My mom has it in her kitchen. It's like the kid, kiss the cook. But mom has always said that yes, you kiss her as a thank you after eating. When we were little, that was always the one thing that we did. We kissed her for the food that she gave us and everything. And so that became kind of a thing, and that's why that sign is in my mother's kitchen. It was kind of like it was a cute thing to give her because we had grown up doing that. There's the one, it's like the kitchen's closed at this hour, that blah 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 and all that stuff. I kind of get those, but the one word ones just drive me crazy. So yeah, I would ban those. I would completely ban those.
Steven, I think I'm gonna go make one of those signs in our store.
Oh, please do.
Oh, it probably wouldn't sell it to anybody but me, but I'd probably buy one just so I could put it up.
But see, I can understand that one, Brad, saying bar, just like mine would say bath. It shows you a place. It's directing you to a place. It's not just a random word like gather. Can you tell that that one really gets to me?
No, not at all. I don't know what you're talking about. Nope, nope, nope.
No, and it used to
That
be that you would buy these beautiful old antique bars, that literally had the word on it in stained glass, for the express purpose so that people would know that that's where the liquor was. So that one makes sense, Brad. You get a pass. You get a total pass. But yeah, yeah, ban all the words. I don't want to see those signs in anybody's house. Ban the pillows, ban the words. I don't know. Let's see. What else? What else would I have? Oh, you know what I want? I want to bring back. I want to bring back something.
what?
I see it every so often in the store, in the ice cream section, but it's like a package of 18. I need a smaller package of the creamsicles, and the ones that they have are it's not the big popsicle, the fat popsicle. It's just the two popsicles that you can break off. And those are not the right kind. It needs to be the fat popsicle with the ice cream in the middle and the sherbet on the outside. Remember those, the orange?
Yeah, I was never a fan of those, so you can have all of those you
Well,
want.
I will have them in my empire because I was a big fan of those. I would literally save pennies when I was in high school, people, to buy one after lunch. And it was like the best treat ever. And I don't know why. I don't know what it is about that, but yes, I would definitely bring those back. I don't know what other things I would bring back, but I would definitely bring that. Oh, I would bring back Shiner Pecan for sure, because apparently they have absolutely no plans to bring back that wonderful, wonderful beer. Um, and several other foods that I just can't think of right now because I'm still hung up on the stupid gather sign. Anyway, what else would you do?
Wow.
I am really
Wow. Dude, you're like having like some sort of weird meltdown over that. You know, when's your birthday?
no. Swear to God. If I need bonfire material, feel free. Feel free to send.
No, still might be worth it just so I get an angry picture of your face sent back when you open it.
Oh goodness. I don't know. I think, banning dieting would not be a bad idea. I would no, I'll take it back. No. I can't ban dieting because for some people that's a kind of a willpower thing, or go the Lenten diet that I go through every year. But just lettuce and water, yeah, I would ban that.
So, uh, yeah.
Oh yes,
So,
Pete's Wicked. That's another one. That's a good one. Pete's Wicked needs to come back.
nice.
Return. Return. Oh, and that's another thing. Okay. So I'm gonna make air travel nice again. You're gonna have to dress up nicely when you're going to air travel. And you're not gonna be crammed into these tiny little seats. You're gonna have white seats. It's gonna be like you're back in the 60s again, baby. I'm bringing that shit back because I miss it. I know this sounds silly, but I really go through the trouble. I dress up when I travel. I want to dress nice. It's a vestigial thing. I get it. My mom, when we would travel, um, because we came over here back in '76, we would travel back to Puerto Rico periodically, and so mom dressed up and she dressed us all up. We wore nice clothes when we traveled, and um, my aunt was flight director for Eastern Airlines, and she would always upgrade us whenever we were flying through Miami. So we fit. We were all. It was like at the time there was first class, and then there was second class, and then there was third class. So we were always like second class, which was still nice. You're still getting China with your dinner, okay? So so it was really nice, but I'd like that to come back. I want people to dress nicely. You don't have to wear dresses, heels, and stockings and gloves and pillbox hats. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about no more flip-flops, no more yoga pants, none of that pajama stuff, no bare midriffs. I don't want to see your nalgas, your ass hanging out from whatever. You need to dress like if you're going to church.
Hey, excuse me, but if you got hot chicks with their asses hanging out, they can come over to my kingdom. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Okay, y'all can go to Rick's kingdom, but in my kingdom, no, you're gonna have to dress nice when you're doing your air travel shit. I'm sorry. That's a hard and fast rule for me. You need to look nice when you're traveling because it's a nice thing. It makes you feel good. It makes everybody else feel good, and you feel better about yourself. You really do. It's amazing. Trust me. I've been through the ringer both sides. So
See, I don't know. I've worked from home for so long. The last time I dressed up to go somewhere, I had anxiety.
addendum for the flight thing. Back of the plane loads first. None of this preferred first class seats go first. No, back of the plane loads up first. They're the ones that get on first. You start seating from the back of the plane forward. I am so tired of having to wait and fight people who are starting to shove everything where they can, even though their seats are like 10 rows further down. It just drives me crazy. And no more carry ons. Forget the carry on. You're going to have to check your damn luggage and like it. Okay, I'm done.
Okay, she started. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize. My co-host is starting to sound like the Red Queen from yeah. Anyway, you're gonna wear nice clothes or off with your heads. Anyway, I don't know what's going on there, but
no. I do the whole stockings and the heels, Ordy. That's fine. But there's some women who cannot do it, so I got to give them a pass. If they wear slacks and flats, that's okay too.
I'm over here trying to have fun, and Queen Empress Aggie's over here trying to start to stab people over clothing.
Do you have any idea what it was like when I was flying back from Orlando from CPAC? I think, what year was that? I keep forgetting, but that was the last year that I went to CPAC, which was the last time I was in Orlando. I was behind a woman who was, I don't want to say she was obese, but she was a large woman. And she was wearing spandex that must have been at least 5 sizes too small for her. And she was wearing what appeared to be hot pants. Okay. And those of you in my generation know what hot pants are. And a tube top, which was struggling to contain the mass. And she was wearing flip flops, and everything showed. And I was like, how do you do this? How do you go? And I was like hoping she was not on my flight, and thankfully she was not. She was going to, I think she was going east coast somewhere, northeast. But I was just like, I don't know how you could go outside of your house wearing that. I just don't get it. And it was funny because, I'm there waiting in line to go through TSA and everything. And I got to give props to the TSA people who didn't even flinch or look or anything. They just, as a matter of fact, I want to say a couple of the guys were kind of avoiding looking at her. And I give them props. But this is why I'm kind of like, I got to bring it back. I got to bring being nicely clothed back.
Okay, then you went off about sides, and then everything took a violent turn. It was weird.
Okay, yeah, Brad does give a nice, that at Walmart, anyone wearing PJs when shopping should get charged twice. I got to give that to Brad. I think that's a great idea.
I like his other response about the lady you were just talking about. Her blood type was probably frosting.
I have issues with my hips, and she made me look tiny. Okay, like it's like, oh no, my goodness, 2 of me could fit side by side, and she could still shield me, both of me. So, like I said, I don't want to say that she was fat, but she was not thin.
Alrighty then. All right, so
I'm on board with that, Ordy. Bringing back the uniforms of the stewardesses from 60s and 70s. Yeah, totally. I'm on board with that.
all right, so one of my last ones, I guess, because we burned through a few of them. The miniseries V will be always readily available on streaming, and I mean the one that originally aired on May 1st, 40 some odd years ago. The actual one, the cool one. Yeah, that one. I want to be able to watch that whenever the hell I want. Thank
The
you.
one with Mark Singer?
Yes.
That was cool. Although I did like the one with Marina Baccarin.
Yeah,
That
I
one
mean
was
it
pretty
was
good
it
too.
was, it was decent, but it just it pissed me off because it was one of those shows where I was really starting to get into it, and then ABC was just like, "Yeah, we're done. We're not doing it
Oh yeah,
anymore."
they yanked it. They did one with Sci-Fi did something like that with one of Trisha Helfer's miniseries too. But anyway, no, I could totally understand. Oh, oh, speaking of streaming, one-time fee and that's it. I am not going to keep paying for my music. I'm not going to keep paying for my movies. I'm not going to keep paying for games. That's ridiculous. I found out that PlayStation, and I think it was my son who was telling me, you can buy a digital game PlayStation, but if you don't use it for 30 days and you don't check in, to so that they know that you're still playing it or whatever, they'll take it away. So
Oh
it's
yeah,
not really your
that's
game.
retarded.
Like, and now, with digital downloads, they can change at will. So unless you have a hardback book, they can change your book if it's a digital download, and if they find something problematic in that book, they'll change it. And I'm just like, this is insane. I can't do that. So one-time fee and you're done. And that's it. And none of this, oh, you keep paying for this every single month, and no. No, no, no. So, yeah. And bring back my CDs. Y'all made me get rid of my cassettes because you gave me CDs, but at least I bought the CDs and they're mine. I want a CD player back in those vehicles. I really do. I'm I'm so upset about the whole, oh, we did away with a CD because most people just do Bluetooth. I don't. Oh, well, you can get a CD adapter. No, you don't understand. You can get a CD adapter for my car if I buy a car from you. That'll be your job, not mine, because I don't want Bluetooth. So Bluetooth is gone too.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the space of nearly 90 minutes, my co-host has gone from a bubbly, effervescent woman to the female version of "Get Off My Lawn." I don't know what happened.
The thing is, you see this trend. A lot of young folk, they're looking for Discmans and Walkmans. They're looking for cassettes. They're enjoying finding vinyl. They want the turntable. They're finding all this stuff. And the most ridiculous thing that I've seen is this phone with the cradle and the hand receiver, okay, that you can dock your iPhone on, so you can talk in the receiver and then slam it if you want to. And I kid you not, that thing exists.
Okay, so I have to admit, I missed the days of being mad at somebody being able to slam down a phone. So
Which is why I still have two
can't do
rotary
that.
phones in my house. And they still work. But because they're analog, I can only get incoming calls. I cannot dial out. Unless because they're rotary. So I have to have push button in order to dial out. But I do. Every so often I will answer with that phone, and especially if I know it's my mom calling. And I do get a satisfaction of putting that receiver on the cradle. I don't slam it because she will know, even though she doesn't hear it. But it feels good. I've always liked the whole receiver, and I like the cord. I like the cord. Okay, so bring that shit back too. But yeah, there's a move to go back to all of, they call it, the whole retro vibe thing. And it's like, no, this stuff never really went away. You guys are just now discovering it because technology is not giving you what, you know it gives you this tiny little bubble, and you want to be outside of it. That's all. um You should have seen my nephew's face when he saw my rotary phone. It was epic. He didn't know what that was. And I had to explain to him. I said, "That's a telephone." He says, "No, this is a telephone." And he holds up his iPhone. He's 8. I do not agree with an 8-year-old having an iPhone, but that's my brother's business, not mine. And I said, "No, that's a cell phone. That's a telephone." And so I had to explain to him the differences. And he actually picked it up and he could hear the dial tone. And he was like freaking out because he didn't know what a dial tone was either. Oh my goodness. I had a fun day with him here. It was epic.
All right. So not really on topic, but I saw this and I have to share now because it made me giggle. Hang on. Because, yeah, the whole Spirit Airlines story today, and then somebody made this. Shopping malls, Red Lobster, Spirit Airlines. Up next, Carnival Cruise, and it's the spirit of death going from door to door.
Oh goodness, yeah.
COVID has almost destroyed the cruise industry because anybody, like even now, people that I know that go on cruises are like, every time I go on a cruise, I come back with fucking COVID. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that does actually happen soon. My aunt's gone on 2 in the last 3 years, and every time she comes back with COVID, and I'm like, you got to stop doing that shit. I love you, but remember, if I'm old, you were born before me. So
Yeah,
what does that
that's kind of a
mean?
big thing. That's kind of a big thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing if you're younger and stuff, but yeah, when you know you're in your 70s, what she officially is now, that's why I was like, you got to stop going on these cruises. Eventually, this shit's gonna kill you. Just stop it. But they're fun, and I'm like, I know they are, but you know,
Oh, my sister wants to go on a cruise. She wants to go on a all my sisters and my mother and just the females. So forget my brother, right? And she wants to
you
go
can
on a
just,
Greek cruise.
in today's world, you can just put a dress on. You can still go.
I That's what I said. But she wants to go on a cruise through the Greek islands, Mediterranean cruise or something. And I told her,
Well,
I said, um, did you ask mom? And she said, no, I just think mom would like it. I'm like, okay, you have to ask mom.
well, first of all, I don't know if anybody should be going to the Greek Isles right now because Tom Hanks might be trying to stow away.
Very funny. Yeah, there's an interesting side note there. But I told her, I said, you need to ask mom. And it's funny because I brought up the possibility of mom and myself and my other sister here, us going on a river cruise, getting on the Mississippi and going up and down the Mississippi on a cruise, right? And my mom was all about that. She thought that would be a great idea because she's still stateside, for one. She doesn't have to worry about languages, for another. And she doesn't have to worry about different foods, which some people are very adventurous, but my mom being 80, she doesn't like taking chances anymore. So for her, and on top of that, a river cruise is pretty controlled. It's a smaller boat on a smaller body of water, and you're docking at several cities, within a few days, and everything. And you'd be back home within a week. It'd be great. You'd be seeing stuff. You're not stuck in the middle of the ocean, not seeing anything for a few days before reaching port of call. And that's always bothered her. She's like, why would I want to be out in the middle of nowhere with just water to look at? My mom's not very romantic either. So so she's all about the river cruise, but I don't think she'd be interested in the Mediterranean cruise. So yeah. I think
Yeah,
I think I would have to actually say, hey, pay attention to your mother. That would be another edict here.
yeah, but I mean, for me, I mean, if I were to do a cruise, it would probably have to be something cool like one of the Star Trek cruises or something, but preferably only one that William Shatner was doing because the rest of them can suck it. I don't. I mean, I like most of the rest of the actors, but I don't like their politics. And it's funny because I remember, because I remember watching George Takei and everybody else like get really pissed off at William Shatner back in the day, and I was like, he must really be a dick. And then as I got older, I was like, wait a minute, he's the one that doesn't fold to all their bullshit. So maybe that's why they've never liked him. I didn't like how things ended with him and Leonard Nimoy though, so that was kind of bad.
I there are some things that we are going to take to our grave with a bitter regret, and I'm sure that this is one of them for him, sadly. But um, I think they can all agree that at least Gene is where he needed to be, hanging out in the asteroid belt. So
Yeah, I don't know if that's where Gene landed. Just
nobody knows, but
I
I
have,
hope.
I have a feeling it might be a little warmer where Gene landed. Just so.
So anyway, well, do you have any others?
See, I think I actually had I have one more. Actually, I have two more, but they're quick. Every appliance must stop making noise after the first warning. The microwave is not allowed to yell at the king. That's one. And then the thermostat will be set by trial by combat. Because I want my thermostat where I left my thermostat, and I'm willing to kill you to keep it that way.
Okay, the thermostat issue is not one that I have. I don't have that imbroglio here in my home. I don't. He'll ask me, is it too hot? Is it too cold or whatever? I'll tell him, he'll adjust, and that'll be that. I don't mess with it. I figured it keeps him happy to do all the messing with it, so I just leave it alone. I never touch it. The only one I touched this one because it was cold in the guest house and I needed heat. So I did that. But before I leave, I'm going to be putting it back to a lower temperature. But at my sister's house, they've had such severe arguments over the thermostat that my brother-in-law actually put in a password and didn't give it to anybody. So only he can change it now. And I'm like, holy crap.
That's thinking.
Yeah, because it's connected to the Wi-Fi and it's on his phone and the app or whatever. So he decided to put in a password protected to change the thermostat, so nobody else can change it. Not even my sister. And I'm like, I don't understand that. And he was very, very upset about the whole situation with this, to the point where he started arguing with me simply because I wanted an explanation as to how does that work? Because I don't have it on my phone. I don't put any applications for the. I don't even put my thermostat on Wi-Fi. I'm very old-fashioned, people. And so I was asking him, how does that work? And he says, look, all I want is to be able to control. I'm the one that pays the bill for you and blah, blah, blah. And I'm looking at him going, all I wanted to know is how it works. Why are you mad at me? But yeah, he actually put in a password so that only he could control the thermostat. And I'm like, and my sister's still married to him. That's love.
Oh, she's probably just slowly poisoning him.
She's plotting. I know it. You know it. Anyway.
She just adds a little bit of arsenic to his coffee every day.
Well, it's not taking effect.
I don't know. If you do it right, it's cumulative and it takes a while. I started to wonder because ever since my ex left, other than the last couple of months where I gotten sick, for the longest time, I just felt like crap all the time. And then after she left, I started feeling better. And I'm like, I wonder if she was slowly trying to poison me and just gave up and left. Things I will probably never know the actual answer to, but who knows? But anyway, so you got anything left on your end?
No, not really. Most of the rest of the stuff is piddly stuff. Like everybody should have their own shoe closet. things of that nature.
Nice. Yeah. So
I know.
so my last one that I was saving for last, in case Andrew actually made it to the chat, is by royal decree. Pants will never be allowed inside the homes of anyone ever again. Period.
Are you gonna make guys wear skirts?
Team no pants.
Skirts are not pants.
No skirts. Just no pants.
Fine.
I mean, we could always make them wear skirts and call them kilts. I'm okay with that.
I would say I would pay back to see the guys in chat being team no pants, and I said, no, I better not. I better not say that. 'Cause I'll get all these DMs. Team no pants.
But if I ever decide to wear a kilt, I'm wearing it the proper way. So.
Oh, are you saying that you're going to just buy the whole length and then do all the things, or is it pre-done like with a zipper?
Well, no, what I mean is, the Scottish way, no
Okay.
underclothing.
Oh, okay. Oh no.
Wow.
Did you read what Brad wrote?
I was just reading that. I was like, that would suck. Yeah, the guy who couldn't have breakfast because his toaster needed a software update. Dude, at that point, I would just grab a skillet, some butter, and do it the old-fashioned way. Where there's a will, there's a way. And yes, cargo kilts for the win.
Yeah, I have gifted utility kilts before. I gifted one to my nephew because he was going to this thing out in Alabama. I actually had to, I'm not even joking here. He had a sugar glider as a pet, and I had to babysit it for a week while he was gone. And it was the week of his birthday. So for his birthday, I gave him a utility kilt so that he could wear it for this competition. I mean, it was like a Braveheart thing or whatever, and you go out there and you're like fighting, and all that stuff, and it's all for show or whatever. And so yeah, I had to babysit a sugar glider, and he did not let me know that little fucker was nocturnal. I was not happy the first night. It was screeching and everything, and I was like, what the hell is going on? And then I'm talking to my sister. Oh yeah, it's you have to actually wrap it with a blanket at night, because otherwise it's just going to keep you awake. So I was like, great, okay. But other than that, it was okay.
All right, so I have to share this before we close, just because I've been watching this dude have a meltdown for the last day and a half over this Louisiana thing. So Mark Elias actually filed a court case to try to force the Louisiana governor to use the districts that were now considered illegal thanks to the SCOTUS, and the court said "fuck you." So I had to share that on the way out.
Great, yeah.
So.
I don't think this is playing the way the Democrats thought it was going to be playing. And this is, again, they should have learned from Dobbs, and they didn't. So we'll see how this pans out.
Well,
anyway,
that's been the funniest thing about watching all this over the last day and a half, is all the leftist, governors and guys like this are like, wait, so they're canceling the election? What did you think they were going to do when they had to redraw the maps? They can't use them anymore. Dumb shit. The hell? They're not canceling it. They're postponing it to get the maps redrawn. And they're like, but it's already underway. Well, it's underway using illegal shit. What did you think was going to happen? But anyway, where can folks find you? Because I don't want to get too far into politics. I've done enough of that today.
You can find me at Aggie the Barkeep over on X. You can find me 8:30 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday nights doing the Cocktail Lounge with the ever suave Brad Slager. You can find me 8:30 p.m. Eastern Friday nights doing He Said, She Said with you right here. And the second Wednesday of every month at 8 p.m., the guys get together for Toxic Masculinity. I bring the drink of the evening. And Jeff and I do Spirited Books. We're on our second year. We're starting our third year now. That's on the first Monday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Watch for us this coming week because it's going to be a good one. And how about you?
Don't look for me. It's Trap. It looks like there will not be a juxtaposition tomorrow night, so because there's some, Amish is returning to work, so there's some stuff he's got to deal with. So we're gonna push, but that does hopefully free me up to do some actual Twitchy writing because I wrote some other pieces on my own stuff over the last day or so to kind of get the ring rust back off again because I was like, I don't really want to just start writing over there and then be like, this is terrible. So yeah, I got some of the ring rust off on my own platforms. So hoping to put some tough stuff out on Twitchy tomorrow and get caught up on the archives. But you can find me at Radovic73. You can follow along with the network at KLRN Radio. Sunday night, I'll be back with Kingdom and Country, 10 p.m. Eastern. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, Rick Robinson Show at noon Eastern. Monday night, America Off the Rails, 10 p.m. Eastern. Tuesday night, Men Explained Poorly, 10 p.m. Eastern. Wednesday night, full schedule as usual, as far as I know. So I'll be pushing buttons starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. This will be Kingdom and Country Bible Study Edition, I believe is what we're going to be doing. I think. And then, let's see, Thursday, Jen and Rick, 10 p.m. Eastern. Friday night, back around with you. And then that's it. When I'm not doing all that, I am a contributor to twitchy.com, misfitspolitics.com, loftusparty.com, and I also produce a Loftus Party podcast. Stay tuned for the Curse of Snuffleupagus coming up next. I know that's not how you really say it, but I love to tease them about that name. It's Curse of Stephanaros, just so they know I know how to say it. But yeah, that's coming up next. So enjoy the rest of your night, ladies and gentlemen. Hang out for that.
Thanks for joining us, you guys.
Coming your way. And just remember, Empress Aggie does in fact have machetes. So be very, very careful. Very,
Good
very
night,
careful.
everyone.